So here's one of those red shields. The only reason I'm bringing him up is Angelina Jolie might have been banging him. Here, it's down towards the bottom. But it's all rumors. This is conjecture at best. There were rumors in 2023 of her potential romantic connection with this fella. I was asking Lord Google if she had ever married anybody with, Jewish blood. Dancing back, let's see. I asked if she was supporting Israel. It says that she was technically, hanging out in Egypt and supporting Palestine and things along those lines, talking about aid delivery into Palestine, things like that. I began with, at least I think I did, just questioning if she, her father, or her mother have Jewish connections. Google will tell you no, but if you keep reading, it will tell you that she's got the Jewish gene, the BRCA1 gene mutation, common in people of Ashkenazi Jewish descent. Once again, this bloodline, there are 3 divisions to Judaism, crudely speaking. Allegedly, they're relatively new in the scheme of history, if this is your first time hanging out and considering such things. And the Ashkenazi bit, that branch, typically speaking, is associated with geographic regions such as Europe and Germany, crudely speaking. If you shuffle on down, let's see. It says, while she is not Jewish, her French-Canadian background also places her in higher risk category for the mutation, similar to Ashkenazi Jewish women. Kind of a strange thing to have, this quote-unquote Jewish gene. It's not called something else gene. It's called the Jewish gene, which does sound like one of those umbrella concepts. In other words, if you're a Jewish woman, or I guess a Jewish woman or a man, I think this is specific to the women, being that it's related to, breast cancer. It would probably mean that you are, in fact, Jewish. Does that stand to reason? Does that make sense to you? But Google's claiming that she's not. This mutation is significantly more prevalent in people of Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry, leading many to associate it with her because it's a Jewish gene. Why would it be called that if some people aren't Jewish and they also have it? Just think about it. For fuck's sake, just think about it. And as always, what the fuck do I know? Hollywood's a joke. Here's what the DARPA Internet's Google will tell us, having to do with the Jewish gene. At a blush, a superficial Google search. There isn't one single quote-unquote Jewish gene, but rather specific genetic markers and higher frequency of certain disease-related mutations like BRCA, more common in people of Ashkenazi Eastern European Jewish descent, stemming from shared ancestry, population bottlenecks, and isolation. The most famous examples are the Cohen-Modal haplotype. All right. Is that right? Haplotype. CMH on the Y chromosome for priestly lineages and mutations in BRCA1 BRCA2, which significantly increase cancer risk, explaining why doctors ask about Jewish heritage, why it's called the quote-unquote Jewish gene, and what it really means. Founder effect. Over centuries, small groups of Jews, Ashkenazi, Sephardic, and Mizrahi, became relatively isolated, passing down certain genetic traits, including carrier status for specific recessive disorders. Tay-Sachs Garcher. I don't know. This is me just wondering, does this have to do with inbreeding? Maybe I'm wrong. Population bottlenecks. Major historical events reduced Jewish populations, fixing certain mutations that became more common in their descendants. Not exclusive. These genes aren't exclusive to Jews, but are found at much higher rates in certain Jewish groups, making them Jewish genetic markers. So, once again, why do we refer to it as the Jewish gene? I know some of you would say, because there's a lot of Jewish people that have it, and other people also have it. And some of them happen to be celebrity puppets in Hollywood, which is just a coincidence. Key examples. And you can read the rest of this. I'm not going to. Take a screenshot. We're done here.